Oh, we're live. Look at that.
Hey, everybody.
Camera's all over the place. Does it look okay?
Yeah, it looks fine. Well, we got in here already.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, everybody's early. Hey, Lucy.
Starla was the
Starla.
first one in.
Hey, Cindy. RN.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey, just hellos. Okay.
Do what?
Hellos. I was seeing if there were any questions, but it looks like everybody's got it. So.
Oh, Tabletop Farms. And Mrs. Hacks is here.
Hey.
Yeah, Mrs. Hacks, we're going to talk about this.
Oh, do you need a bottle opener?
I got one right here.
Okay.
And Tagger B's there. Well, how's everybody doing tonight? It is Tuesday, so it's time for our live stream Homestead update. So what do you want to talk about? The Homestead update. What'd you do this week?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So basically, I've been getting ready for festival. We had back-to-back festivals, and so we did Midwest Preparedness Festival. So I had to get everything inventoried, get all that stuff done, make sure that all that was taken care of. So that took up pretty much most of my time. The last minute trying to find a pop-up tent, and I apologize for that, but Mr. Hacks is going to fix it.
She went to Costco or Sam's Club, and she bought a pop-up, and it had Kansas City Chiefs logos all over it.
I didn't know that when I bought it.
And it was right on the side of the box.
It was on clearance. I
That's
wasn't
okay.
paying attention. I was on my way. Hey, Arthur.
Ms. Hack says she made the chicken and fries we had at the Homestead Life Conference. What do we have? Chicken and fries.
I don't know.
Man, that was a long time ago. Oh, there's Shelly and Randy. Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, Shelly, your chili's in the freeze dryer.
Yep. Got it up and running. Well, Life Done Free. It's not the Chiefs in particular. It's the NFL.
Right.
It's the NFL. Unlike other people here on the live stream.
Broncos fans.
Broncos fans specifically. I am protesting the NFL.
We have been for years, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would know that the year that I decided to start protesting, they got Patrick Mahomes, and finally, first time in my entire life, they had a good quarterback. But it is what it is. Yeah. Oh, at the Mexican restaurant. I know what she's talking about. Yeah, the one. Remember the one down by the river?
Oh, in Hannibal.
Yeah, in Hannibal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm tracking now. But anyway, so that's what that's about. So what all did you get ready for the festival?
The freeze-dried food, and then I did my rooting hormones. So we actually launched the rooting hormone compound in Tennessee, and then took it over to Midwest Preparedness Festival, and it actually did really well. So I'm very happy with this. And we even have some stuff we're going to put different rooting hormones against this one and kind of see what happens. But this is the natural rooting hormone plus. The plus is actually I add comfrey, so you get a little bit of fertilizer in there, and then that's the rooting hormone.
T-Paw showed up. T-Paw's late.
Hey, T-Paw.
She's slacking.
Nah, she's still on vacation time.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Is she? Kind of like you and B.
Seriously. So
and you were selling that as a combo with what?
Well, so I was selling just the trees, or I was selling just the hormone, and then I put a combination together, and I had the cuttings from the apple trees, the red pear trees, and the pawpaws, and so I put those together as a compound, as a combo. And put those together. So we did that, but yeah, it did really well.
Yeah, but really well. The Midwest Preparedness Festival is actually a bit bigger success than.
Well, that's where I had the trees and I had that kind of stuff. So
we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. We're going to talk about the trees and the rooting hormone and stuff like that.
Yeah,
a little bit later on.
Okay.
And then really this last week, I got the laundry room cleaned out, which is where we have the freeze dryer. It was getting crowded in there, and it was getting hard to keep clean. So I spent an entire night tearing everything out, and it was kind of like a treasure hunt, to be honest with you, because there was stuff that we put in there last year when we moved in. It's like, hey, look what I found.
When you go from that much space of what we had to small space and you're still trying to get everything to work, sometimes you just kind of shove things where you can, and that's just the way it is.
Yep. Started collecting acorns this week. We've got what kind of acorn tree was that? Or oak tree? The one out here that I was just picking up?
No, I don't know.
Well, anyway, we got these. I'm picking up acorns, so we're gonna see about doing that. We've never really collected them and made them for food or anything. Just kind of fed them to the animals, because the pigs and the goats really love the acorns.
T-Paw, no 4 bushels apples. Sent you email. Oh, okay. I'll have to check on that, T-Paw. I will, and see what's going on. So I'll get back to you. I'm sure you have that information in there, and I'll see what's going on. Okay. So. But sorry about that.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I didn't check email, so.
And then just basically, we spent 3 days at the festival. Well, 2 days at the festival, and then 1 day cleaning up, getting everything squared away after the festival. So we really did not have a lot of time to do any big projects this week. Worked on the turkey tractor, chicken tractor. Something's going to go in there when I'm done with it. We're not really quite sure yet.
Probably the turkeys. They're getting crowded. Yeah. They are getting crowded.
Uh-oh. Lucy says, while you guys were at the festival, I was fighting raccoons in the chicken coop. I chased it out, but the next night they got into where I kept the turkeys and killed 3. So I'm on coon watch. Okay.
I have a recipe for that.
I
may, Lucy, have to email that to you. But let's just say if there were something called golden fly trap, and if there were something called cherry coke. No, I'm right.
Okay.
If there were something called cherry coke, you could actually take 2 tablespoons of the golden fly trap, and you could put it in a glass bowl, and you could add the entire can of cherry coke. And let's say just possibly you could put that outdoors as long as no livestock could get to it. You'll need to pick it up first thing in the morning. And that might take care of your raccoon problem.
I don't know why she's being all cryptic.
I don't think it's legal.
We had a raccoon problem last year, and we had a big female raccoon that was actually stealing the food out of the live trap without setting it off. And so I found a thing that's Golden Martin fly stuff. And
you found that, huh?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we found it.
All right.
And basically you mix it with the cherry coke. They can't resist it. You make sure you put all the animals away at night. You put it out after it's dark, and you go out early in the morning and you pick it up before you let any of the animals out, because it is very deadly, but it will take care of your raccoon problem. Again, check your local regulations.
Or just don't tell anybody.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
RN, is it really necessary to defrost the freeze dryer if it's not going to be used again anytime soon? So no, not really. You could go ahead and just let it go, turn it off and then let that go if you're not going to use it anytime soon. Either way, even if you do defrost, I recommend after you do that, you need to go in, clean your rack, and then clean your interior, the cell itself, because believe it or not, you'll get bacteria that builds up in there. You don't want that when you put the next load in. So just make sure you're keeping everything sanitized and clean. So there's that.
Lucy, the Golden Martin fly stuff, they won't make it 2 steps. The rat poison will be a long and painful death for them. This recipe that we've got will take care of them. They'll make it about 10 feet before they keel over.
Hey, Sherry Brock. Okay, so I did get an email from you. Sherry B is where it came from. Right. And Garen thinks I've got something really confused. So you were asking me some stuff, and I wasn't sure what was coming on. If you're the same person, your husband had inflammatory. We were talking about the medicinal garden at one point. Where I got confused was you said it was a homesteading meeting that we had once a month. And so I was getting confused on that. So okay.
I told you it was.
I will answer you back. Yes, I will help you.
You need to apologize.
And I'm sorry. It just looked like a total setup. I was just like, what? So, yeah.
Sometimes we have to explain stuff to our folks.
All right, Sherry, I'll get back to you. In fact, I've got a really good book. If you want to email me again with your address, I'm going to send it to you. Let me go grab it real quick, actually.
Okay. And while she's doing that, other than that stuff, just general maintenance on the homestead. Like tonight, I got home from work and went out and mowed grass for the animals because I can't get them out on the paddocks because one of the sheep got tangled up in the electric fence and I had to cut it. So I'm down to one working electric fence right now.
Right.
So there's that. So this is all the stuff that we have to deal with. Tag says you're causing trouble.
No, I'm not causing trouble. Maybe just a little bit. Okay. Hey, Sherry, inflammatory food information. We actually got this in a folder when we went to Tennessee for Back to the Land. And I finally got a chance to go through that folder. This actually has some really good information in it. And remember that even our food is medicine, right? So I will send this to you. Send me your address. I think it's a good starting place. And then I'll pull some more stuff. The garden. I'll have to get in my medicine books too, and then kind of figure out what we have there and get you
the last week dealing with. And first off, let me say, you guys missed it. Anybody that was there saw me. I wore my kilt this time, and I wore it because Tag has been after me for years to wear my kilt to the camp out and stuff, and I never did. And I wore it this time, and gosh darn it, he wasn't even there. He decided to take off and go to Tennessee.
That's why you wore it, because you knew he wasn't going to be there.
I didn't know. I didn't. It completely skipped my mind. So he missed it. I don't know. What can you do?
What was the other thing I had to do? Today I went to Sam's Club and to get more candy and that kind of stuff.
Okay, hold on. We're not going to talk about the festival.
Okay.
Tell this story because I think it's important.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, I cannot believe the way that food prices have just been going up and up and up. The Skittles, I didn't tell you this, we're going to have to cut back on the ounces in order to do the same price. Okay. They went up. And then I tried to get some alternative candy, so we'll try that, kind of see what happens there. I did have some stuff. I was going to do the oatmeal cream cookies, and then I was going to do some caramels, the Werther's original. Mm-hmm. I can't even do that. I can't justify the price. Peeps are absolutely ridiculous. So I think Peeps are coming off the menu.
They don't sell well. People don't like the Peeps.
Well, that doesn't even matter. I think even at that, I do sell them, but to have that much inventory on hand at that price, I cannot justify $20 for
tell them about the catfish prices.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to have to find an alternative for catfish. The catfish I went to go grab, and it was almost $20 for 2.5 pounds.
If you go back,
and I sold out of catfish salsa.
Yeah, if you go back to the beginning of the summer, there's a video where she made the catfish salsa, mm-hmm. and we freeze dried it, mm-hmm. and sold it as individual portions, and people really loved it.
I know, but I can't justify that price. I just can't. I wouldn't pay it. I don't expect anybody else to. But.
So this is just, folks, I think this is stuff we're going to have to deal with going forward. Yeah. But anyway, going back to the festival. Mm-hmm. So you went up there Friday without me because I had to work.
Tag said you just look good in a skirt.
I know. I do. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, my God.
I am, after all, a sexy beast.
Oh, my God. I can't even.
But you went up there Friday and set up.
Yeah.
Or you went up Thursday.
I went up Thursday and set up, and I didn't expect to sell anything Thursday, but I did. I was just going to set up and then take it, pull it down so it was ready to go on Friday. But I sold some stuff, so.
Yep.
Yeah, look, even Shelly is laughing. Oh my gosh, you guys.
But so you got it set up, and there were a lot of new faces there.
Yeah.
A lot of new faces.
Yeah. And it was fun because we got to meet a lot of viewers. So a lot of the viewers that we just see names kind of scroll through, and sometimes they comment, a lot of times they don't. So it was fun to get to meet them and hear where they were in their homesteading and coming along and all of that. So that was a lot of fun, and it was very interesting too to just kind of encourage people. They're like, well, we're still in the city. Well, we can only have 4 or 5 chickens. Well, why don't you have 4 or 5 chickens? Well, I don't know. We'll get your 4 or 5 chickens going. So it was fun to encourage everybody that way. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun.
Well, and Spags did a really good job of well, and not just Spags, because there was a whole crew.
Charles and Christy.
Yeah, Charles and Christy.
Data.
And Chief were all helping hands. And I think they said, what, 126 people? Total?
No. There was more than that. I think it was 140 something.
140 people, and last year we didn't even break 100. If I remember.
Yes, we did. Last camp out was 110 or 120.
Listen, all I know is that when I started going to that thing 7-8 years ago, there were maybe 20 people there, maybe 30 at the most, and it's really grown. And
T-Paul, I could probably do that.
And it's really great seeing it take off the way it has. Just getting to meet the people. We met 124 and 150. Oh, 157. Wow.
Nice. Yeah.
That's
I knew it went up.
But there were a ton of campers there. I can't remember.
We had people pulling in the first day from Arkansas.
Yep.
Nobody thought they could get through the gate until 4:00, and then Lord and behold, there they were.
Lisa from Arkansas was the first one through the gate.
She came up to me and she's like, "Hey, Lisa," and "Hey, I'm Lisa," and I kind of looked at her, and the way she said it, I was like, "Wait," and she goes, "Yeah, thick and chunky." Damn tag. Never gonna live that down.
So yeah, and it was really nice. Met a lot of good people. There was John from Texas. Guy came all the way from South Texas. Drove. I think he said 15 hours, 12 hours up here. There was people from Arkansas, people from Nebraska.
I think there was somebody from Iowa too.
There were people from Iowa there, and of course the Missouri and Kansas contingent. Met some really interesting people. The guy from Texas is basically urban homesteading. I mean, he's got a garden. He's on a suburban lot, and he was showing off his pictures of his garden. He's done a great job on the garden, and he's talking about trying to figure out how to get protein on there. So he and I talked, and I suggested meat rabbits, and because if you're on a suburban lot, in my opinion, that's the best way to go. Thick and chunky are not the same thing. Just saying. I don't know. It is if it's salsa.
Apparently, you have to be able to see what you're eating. It has to be 1 inch. Everything has to be 1 inch.
But yeah, and then we met. Guys, I'm so bad with names, and so if anybody's on here and I forget your name, I apologize. But the yak guy. There's a guy that came down. He's up by Hastings, Nebraska, and they run a yak farm. They got rid of all their beef cattle, and they raise yak. And he and I spent probably a good hour talking about yaks as a source of protein and milk and wool. Because believe it or not, you don't shear yak. You basically comb them out like you would
you got to pull it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pull it out. But he showed me some of the under fur from the yaks. It was just as good or better than merino wool, as far as I'm concerned. It was nice and supple, but that was very interesting. And if it weren't so dang hot down here all the time, I'd almost think about getting a yak instead of a cow, because they're much better in the wintertime.
Hey, T-Paul, you're going to have to let me know if that whipping cream actually went inside the marshmallow cream, because I do have an old 1920s, 30s recipe for the marshmallow cream. And so I'll give that a try. Still have my attention.
Yeah, we're going to ignore Tag. Is he being a troublemaker? He's being disruptive.
Right.
We try not to egg him on, folks, because he He feeds on it.
He's just that big brother that you just want to punch in the middle of the night.
He was not there. I was teasing him about not being there, but if you didn't know, he was in Tennessee at the Self-Reliance Festival.
And did you see Tina from Honeysuckle Farm? I kind of sort of interviewed him. It sounded like there were other people around too on the EMP shield. And
yeah, I saw.
So she put her video up.
Yeah. But yeah, so he was there. So that's real exciting because that the community here in this area we're in, I honestly feel like we're starting to make a difference. I mean, we managed to when I say community, I don't mean just our circle. I mean the greater circle, everybody that we interact with. It's really good because it feels like we're helping people. And we had so many people come up to us and just talk to us about having the YouTube channel and what we're doing on the homestead. And I'll be completely honest. I mean, the last year, I have spent most of the year doing infrastructure projects, and I have not been homesteading like we were at the old place.
Right.
And I feel like we've taken a big step back. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of half finished permaculture projects. I've got half finished infrastructure projects. And it just seems like something comes up and I got to cobble it together, and just get it going. Not necessarily finish it, But this year, in fact, October 1st was the 1 year. October 1st, it was 1 year since we moved in here.
Well, since we got the keys.
Yeah, it took. Anyway, that's all. Anyway.
Thank God for Tag and B. We actually had a place to lay our heads for a little bit.
So I think going into year 2 on Grumpy Acres Farm, we're gonna start doing more homesteading stuff and doing it right. I finally get to the point where I can start doing the permaculture layout of the place and do all that stuff. But anyway, going back to the festival, and another cool thing at the festival, and this happened at Back to Land too. Freesteading. I'm telling you what, if you're not on freesteading.com, you need to get on there. I can't tell you how many people were talking and realized that they lived right next to each other.
Yeah.
And I actually wrote a thing about it on freesteading this morning. There were people from Texas that met. There were people that lived down by Wichita that met each other that were close by. There are actually people right here in our own community that did not know each other that met on freestead. They were both on freesteading, and they did not realize that they live right next to each other. And they didn't realize they live near us either.
Hey guys, I'm going to apologize right now. I am paying attention and I'm hearing what's going on, but I have Scottish eggs wrapped in bacon.
Scotch eggs.
Whatever. I've got food in the oven, and so I'm trying to make sure that I don't burn it. I'm trying to help a few people with a carnivore diet, see if we can get that in the freeze dryer.
It smells so good too.
Yeah.
But, and it was really cool watching these people connect, and there was a lady that came over and we started talking, and she lived about 15 minutes away from where we used to live at the old place. And so I told her she wasn't on freesteading, and I told her she needed to get on there because I met 3 people within the first 2 weeks of being on freesteading that lived within 25 minutes of where we used to live. Oh, there, Starla's back.
Yay!
But so if it's helping people connect, and it's helping. And like I said in the post I made on freesteading, are these people going to become friends? Are they going to build a community? You never know. You never know. But
hopefully both.
Well, but at the very least, they've gotten past that very first hardest step, and that's connecting with somebody and opening up a dialogue with somebody.
Yeah, and so the perfect example of that, I had met Nikki, and I didn't meet Scott yet, but I had met Nikki, and we were at Orchlands, and she was putting bags and bags of food into her vehicle, and I was behind her in line, so I had kind of seen what she was doing and been there, done that. I knew what she paid for it. And so come to find out, she was actually parked next to me as well. So as she was loading everything and I was getting things into my truck, I said to her, I said, hey, hope I'm not getting into your business, but have you heard? So we started talking about co-op and that kind of thing. they came out. We invited them to the Homestead potluck, and then they actually came out to camp. So we got to talking. They came up Friday, Saturday. And we got to talking on Saturday, and she said, "I think I found a cow, a dairy cow." So
Yeah.
she was showing me the pictures of the dairy cows, and they look pretty big to me. And so, but then I was like, I thought I heard her say 3 weeks old. And then she said, no, I think it's only 3 days old. And like, oh, well, you might have been fine. She was going to just put it in her Jeep. And then I said, why don't we just go ahead and get the livestock trailer just in case? And I was going to check for a neighbor of ours. They're also looking for dairy cows. So I was going to check and see if they had one that was older, 9 months or older, so that we didn't have to wait 2 years for milk. And we got there, and I'm looking at the cows, and he did show us one that was born the day before. Well, we went Sunday. It was born Saturday. And so I looked at that one, and I was thinking, oh man, that thing can hardly move, and I'm going to have to put that, in. Hope that's not where she's going. And then we go over to the other calving pens, and we look at those, and the one just came right up to her, and I was like, I think that's your cow, because no, all the others were just kind of doing their thing. There was no damn way she's getting that in the Jeep. And her, Scott even said she's so determined she would. And this girl, it was having problems getting into the trailer, because it's not trailer trained yet. She literally picks this thing up. I'm telling you, the thing had to be 300 pounds. And so, she picks it up and puts it in there. And we get back, and I was making a comment. I said, there's no way you got in the Jeep. She said, I'd have put it in the Jeep. Folks, when you think about that stuff, it sounds like a great idea, but it's just kind of like what I told her. I said, when you do that, you have it in the back of the Jeep. What happens if you come to what happens if you come to a sudden stop? What happens if you have to take a weird turn? What happens if the cow freaks out? Got a cow in the driver's seat or at the windshield, it's a nightmare. So livestock trailers are important. So if you have somebody that doesn't have a livestock trailer, just be willing to hook it up to your truck and go help them. I mean, It was literally not a big deal. And so,
and she compensated.
Oh, she was super sweet.
Show them what you
gave me. Well, first of all, I wasn't expecting. She said, "I'm going to give you money for gas," and I'm like, "Nah, whatever." I say gas, it's diesel. And so I show up, and she knew that I had been looking for the 8-ounce wide mouth mason jars. Literally that morning, she ran to Walmart because she knew that these were there and got me 2 cases of those and just hands them to me first thing in the morning. I said, oh my gosh, super sweet. I totally would have been good with that. And so then we go get the cow and then come back. And then she compensated for gas and time. And so that was super sweet. And then they're actually coming over for our Homestead weekend as well.
Yep.
And then I'm doing a canning class for Chris,
who was on last week.
Yeah, a bunch of farmers. They're going to do some chickens, and I'm going to show them how to do that. And so she's going to come to that. I asked Chris if they could come, so they're coming to that.
Okay, Starla, the grain bin. Yes, we are interested in a grain bin.
I didn't look. Did you look at the pictures?
Well, but it's the logistics. It's the logistics. I mean, there's no way we could get it to our property. I mean, it's just one of those things. And then, as far, can a metal shipping container work as a Faraday container? Man, if you got deep pockets, sure, you can make it into a Faraday container, but that you're going to spend a ton of money. Just the amount of work it would take to turn something like that into a Faraday cage. Yeah, I don't think you could do it unless you got lots of money. Seriously. And depend, what are you trying to protect? I mean, there's ways to protect against an EMP that you don't need a lot of big material and stuff. You got the EMP shield that'll protect your house and everything that's plugged into it. You can protect your car with an EMP shield. If you've got radios and such, you can make a smaller one. You can make a small one out of a GI can, a 35-gallon metal trash can. I've got one that I made out of an ammo can for some small radios. So there's a whole bunch of options that you can do. without spending a ton of money.
Right. Right.
You know,
And Tag might be able to put a comment in here on that too. So whether or not he agrees on that, but yeah, I think that
Tag
would
said he
be.
wore his hoodie,
I
his
saw
freestanding
that.
hoodie all
Yeah.
weekend, and there were people that had.
Well, he wears Freeman hoodie. So the video that Tina did, Honeysuckle Farms. Hey Tina, the video that she did with him, if I remember correctly, he was wearing his Freeman hat and his Freeman hoodie. So are you sure he was talking about freestanding?
I
That
don't
maybe
know.
that was a different day.
Hey, Starla. Okay, here's the prepping tip for this live stream. Those metal shipping containers, do not bury them.
No.
Those containers are the
those
way
are
they're
not good.
constructed is so they can be stacked on top of each other.
Mhm.
So all the load bearing stuff is for straight down. I mean, it's literally on the corners and sides. And what happens when you bury a shipping container, it presses in like this, and it will literally collapse the container and kill somebody.
I've seen that. I actually had properties that I've sold that had those in there, and I have seen it.
You know, if you want to bury a container, you have to do a lot of work on it to shore up the sides, or else you have the collapse. Oh, there's Hacks. Yeah. So
Lucy, you're braver than me. I'd have never done it. She hauled 2 Jersey calves in her back seat.
oh my gosh, that is
I'd have never done it.
dedication.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I hear banjos all of a sudden, but she's up in Canada, so I'm thinking that goes far, far, far. I'm sorry, Lucy, I just couldn't resist.
You know, and the festival Friday and Saturday they had classes, and they had some really good classes.
Yeah.
Spags gave a class on being a gray man, very prepperish. Charles, who's also one of our subscribers, him and Pat, he gave one on alternative
Comms.
communications.
Mhm.
Who else? What else was given? Harmony Hills. He was the premier speaker Saturday, and he gave
Welcome, Hebrews. Thank you.
he gave one on low cost butchering,
Mhm.
and they've got a YouTube music, right? This guy, he's on Facebook, and he's got a really big following there.
Oh, they do a lot. So,
but he's got a fantastic story. He was a Kansas Teacher of the Year, and he quit his job, and they started homesteading. And the first 10 minutes of his presentation was him explaining all the mistakes they made. And I turned around and I looked at the guy that was sitting next to me, and I was like, that sounds like us.
And actually, you can go to Getting Deep with Data, and
that's right.
He has that video on his channel. That's Getting Deep with Data, DATA. And so check him out. He's a friend of ours. So
I'll put the link. I'll put a link to that one in the show notes. Okay. Yeah, and Hitch came out and he actually butchered an animal, a sheep, and they cooked it for the potluck.
Oh, that was a damn shame is what that was. He did a great job butchering it. It got cooked. It wasn't ready for the potluck. And by the time I was brought into the mix of what was happening, it went to the dumpster. It wasn't even good enough for dog food.
Oh, goodness.
It was a damn shame.
Yeah. That's a shame. We don't want to waste food like that, especially now.
I was sick over it. But
so the classes were really good. And Spags was talking about expanding it and having more classes, actually starting classes on Thursday. And then Friday night, Yoda and Hacks did a seed exchange. How did that go?
It went well. I think we got the news out way too late. So unfortunately, there weren't a lot of people that knew about it, but I ended up with some good stuff. I've got some garlic and some other things. So you were asking about that. Even though I have bulbs now, I've got seeds. Okay. And then I took a bunch of stuff, and so everybody kind of went through that. My Emerite beans, I did take some of those. Oh, it was super. Oh, man, it was so neat because I only put 2 bags together that had 3 pole beans in each, 3 or 4. And it was really neat because a lot of people were like, well, I'd like to add it, but I just need 1. Well, I know because of when they dried, because the heat, there's only 2, 3. No way to do that with what was in there. So.
And then Saturday after the classes. Now, so I came home early because we had animals put away. and dogs that need to be let out. So I did not stay for the campfire either night, Friday or Saturday, which is a shame because that's personally I think that's some of the best time there because that's when you really get to see how people are. Did they play Conflicted Friday night?
They did. So we played Conflicted Friday night. It actually
Okay. Conflicted, if you don't know what that is, it's a game. It comes on cards. They look like playing cards, but each card has a little scenario on it that's either a moral or ethical issue, and basically you discuss how you would go about facing this issue, and there's actually rules to playing it and seeing who wins. But when we've got a great big campfire circle, and they just do these cards and talk about it, and you really some of the answers that people give you are very illuminating.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. So there were a lot of people participating in that. Chief and I were kind of sitting in the back. We couldn't get close to the fire. There was that many people, and then fire pits were separate. No, it was fine. So I'm just letting you know. I didn't really get to filter that portion of it because Chief and I were talking. We were talking about some other stuff that were going on. So
that's okay.
That's what we did. But Saturday night went really well. And Saturday night, if there's trouble, Saturday night is usually trouble. And it was calm, very family friendly. The bluegrass was playing. Absolutely zero drama.
There was no drama.
No,
but we had the potluck.
And it was relaxing.
We had the potluck at 6 p.m.
Like I would start camping again. It was that relaxing.
Was it?
Yes.
Well, somebody's got to stay here and take care of the animals.
Well, then you do that and I'll go vacation.
But the potluck was awesome. And you took your ranch stew.
I did.
It was a big hit.
Yeah, it came back empty.
The can cooker came back empty.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But there was a lot of good food. More food. There were so many people there camping. There was way more food than there normally is.
Hacks and Mr. Hacks, thank God, because of Mrs. Hacks and Mr. Hacks. Thank goodness they did that turkey, and that had to have been at least a 30-pound bird. I think it was probably bigger than that.
Oh my gosh, they butchered. They had a turkey.
I didn't have a pan big enough for it.
Yeah, they butchered a turkey that had a bum foot, and this thing was huge, and it was a hen. It was a hen. If the roosters or the toms are gonna be bigger than the hens, they're gonna have some big ones. So if you live in this area that we're in, like Topeka, Kansas City, Manhattan, any of those, and you're looking for a Thanksgiving or Christmas turkey, you might want to reach out to them and ask them if they've got any available.
Now, when that happens and you put your order in, understand the price. You're getting a bird that is farm raised. It's free ranging. It's getting the proper food that it needs. In addition to that, this bird has had no vaccinations. There's no non-GMO BS going into it. So when you get the price of $150 for the bird, it is what it is. And look it up. When you look at shipping and you look at other birds that are farm raised like that, sometimes they can be even more than that. So this bird is
that one you looked up was $150, wasn't it?
$159, I think.
That's
actually
crazy.
Patty sent that to me. Mrs. Hack sent that to me.
That's crazy.
So keep that in consideration. The way feed's going up, guys, it just is what it is. This is where it's going. But I tasted that bird.
Oh man, it was so
if
good.
I didn't have my own, I'd be on top of that.
Yeah,
in a heartbeat.
It was so good. So just keep that in mind, folks. Again, that goes back to we need to support each other, and that's a really good way to support each other. And plus, you get a really good end product in the deal. And then they did Bartertown, and I stayed for a little bit of that. But I had to take off. But I was working a deal. The Harmony Hills folks, they had some homemade root beer, and I did not bring anything to trade because we spent all day on the tent.
He didn't bring anything to trade, but I'll show you what I ended up with.
So I didn't
bring anything to trade either.
I was trying to swing a deal for some freeze dried food or something. So the Harmony Hills girl, she's 12, is their oldest daughter. She had the root beer.
Oh, the 12-year-old girl did not come and get.
I know, but the story starts with her. The story starts with her.
Okay.
So Patty had some Hickory Ridge soap, like I did the video yesterday about. She had some of that soap and she was bartering with it. So I was trying to work out a deal so the little girl could get the soap and I could get the root beer, and then I would give Patty something later on, once we got home. You know what she did? She got that root beer out from. She literally traded that soap for that root beer and took that root beer away from me.
And got one for Chris. They both got one.
I can't believe she did that to me. But I'm not upset. Seriously, I'm not upset. And I think it's really cool because it taught that young lady a very good barter lesson. She learned how to barter. And so I went home and I looked in the refrigerator yesterday and I found this. This is one of the homemade root beers. So how did you come about getting this? You didn't steal it, did you?
No. Okay. So the Matt's wife sent the little girl, the little blonde girl, super cute, sent her over to me. I don't know who I was talking to, but sent her over to me. And she said, I have something to show you or something for you. And I was like, okay. So I walked over, and I'm sorry, I cannot remember Matt's wife's name.
I think it's Stephanie.
I think it's Stephanie too, but I'm not really sure. And so I was talking to her. She told me about what you went through because I didn't know about it. And she said, so here's a bottle for you. Like she thought maybe you were getting it for me. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, well, let me save this bottle. And I'm not going to drink it right now, but I want to save it. And on our live, I will make sure that G gets some, and then I will taste it and see what happens. So
here we go.
He's got his bottle.
This is
actually like, I think she said it's a form of kombucha. It's like root beer kombucha.
This is Harmony Hills root beer. Ooh, look how dark that is. Isn't that gorgeous?
Looks good.
There's some for you.
Okay.
So we are going to taste this.
It smells like root beer.
Oh my.
That can't be kombucha. That literally tastes like root beer.
That is really good.
That's good.
It's a very light root beer.
Better than AW.
Yeah, way better than AW. I would drink this, and I'm kind of picky about my root beer. So there you go. If you guys ever run into Harmony Hills in a festival, if you ever run into them at a festival, ask them if they got any root beer to trade. But that is some good stuff.
They sell it usually.
Do they sell it? That's right, because she said she usually sells it for
$5
a bottle.
But guys, this is not regular root beer. This is kombucha. And so when you see that, it is $5 a bottle. They just figured out so it doesn't have that foul, nasty, sour taste. It tastes like root beer. That is really good stuff. Yeah, I like that.
Are you going to finish that bottle?
I gave it to you because it's gut healthy and you need it. So.
It's no a scat. You're just jealous you can't pull it off, Tag. Takes a special man to pull it off. Oh, and the prizes.
Oh yeah,
the prizes.
Oh my gosh, the little boy that won our prize.
Oh yeah,
that we put in.
And that was
So
Stephanie.
cute.
That was Stephanie, another Stephanie,
and her husband, and I think they have like 4 kids,
4 or 5 kids. They she's the one that we interviewed at the Spring Festival, and her kids. So that it was $5 per ticket, or five for 20. And Scanes, it's okay. It's okay. You're not you haven't. Well, you missed a little bit, but we'll
you
keep
can always
talking.
go back.
Actually, you know what? We're done. Scanes is here.
Oh, stop. Leave her be.
Yes, I do, Starla. I wear a kilt. Very proudly wear a kilt.
Yeah. You broke your sporran though that morning.
Well, that was cheap. That wouldn't have been more than 3 feet
72-hour pack for a family of 4 plus some. And if anybody knows how I cook, it's probably more like for a family of 10. And so this little boy was maybe 5 years old,
if that. And
I had it set up in Jerry's pack. So it was in a military pack on an adult size hiking. What do you call that?
It was a metal frame for a hiking pack.
Yeah, for a hiking pack.
And the bag was actually a military sea bag, or duffel bag.
Yeah.
So it was pretty big.
Yeah.
And he went up there just proud as could be. And Spags took that pack and stuck it on him. And the
The
bottom,
pack was like
the
maybe
bottom
that
of the
much
pack
from
was
the
like
ground.
that far from the ground,
Yeah.
and he carried that thing all the way back to his family with a great big old smile on his face.
That was cute.
And they gave away that, and there was a lot of good stuff.
An AR.
They gave away an AR,
EMP shield. There
two
were
EMP shields.
Ammunition. There was all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, there was some
freeze-dried food also from My Honey's Kitchen. They did it.
They were the other vendor there.
Yeah, they did a 72-hour kit for one person. Right. What and how much? So whatever we gave and what we sponsored with is what we did. Yeah. Competition between anybody, and I got to tell you, you might want to go to Honey's Kitchen. They gave stuff. They gave me some inspiration, and I think I gave them some inspiration, and I think we'll be working together. In fact, they're coming back to the festival next year, and I will also be there. And she walked me through my labels, which was really nice. So she told me how to get rid of those when we get the new labels in. So. Well,
and that was the cool thing about them, because we were both selling freeze-dried food, but it was two separate things. It was two separate type of things, because they've got a commercial kitchen. They're running.
7.
Hey Rosie, long time no see.
Hey
How you
Rosie.
Doing? Did you have fun this weekend? Did you get to meet Tag? He's kind of ornery, isn't he? Did you get him a great big paddle that says Esther on it, and we're going to give it to him because that's what he does.
Spoon. He needs a spoon.
But anyway, so yeah, they were really cool. They're running 7 freeze dryers.
Looking to get up to 30.
Doing commercial stuff, and we were sharing ideas and all that, and they were completely open to what we had, and we were completely open to what they had. So Tag says his video from the festival will hit in the morning, and some prize giveaways are on there. Did they film your speech, Tag? I know they
there's some on there.
I saw Testimony singing live when I got home Saturday night. So I guess that was at the end of Saturday night.
Tags is on there. I just can't remember who posted it, but it's on there. It might have been Honeysuckle Farms. No, she might have had it on there too.
But so yeah, so that was the festival, and then we went and helped got one of the trailers and brought it over to our house. We got to get it out.
Yeah, whoever's trailer that is, it's at our house.
Oh, Shelly says they posted Tag's talk on their channel.
That's where I saw it. Two Old Crows.
So go to Two Old Crows Homestead if you haven't seen the talk yet.
Yeah. So whoever's trailer that is, and I'm thinking it's Tag's trailer. I'm not sure.
No, it's Kevin's.
Why do we have Kevin? Oh, because Kevin wasn't there. Okay. So anyway, who does the wood belong to? Either Tag or Darren.
Darren said take it to Tags. He's just gonna dump it off there.
Well, we're cutting wood for them next weekend. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. All right. We'll just throw it over there. The trailer and everything over there?
I'm taking the...
Kevin will be here next weekend.
Yeah, he'll be there next weekend.
Oh, perfect.
So I'm going to take it up there this week, and then I'm going to take... That's one of the things I did this week was I unloaded Darren and Patty's trailer finally after having it for a month and a half.
Do they know they're going to take the trailer back with them?
Yes, he knows. I talked to him.
Okay, and so then what about the wood splitter? Are we taking that over to Tag and Bees?
I can't because the tire falls off.
We can't get that on the trailer?
The hub's busted.
Oh, okay.
And there's going to be enough. Tag's got 2 of them.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know if Darren and Patty were bringing theirs.
We'll just give you and B malls, and you guys can do it by hand.
I think I'm in charge of making sure everybody's fed and watered because it's my birthday. It's my birthday weekend.
Yeah, somebody's got a birthday this coming weekend. Should be 29 again.
Yeah. Nobody buys that crap.
Where are you putting the wood stove? And I can't think.
Oh, probably in the master.
Oh, in the master. Okay. Mm-hmm. Pod 4, not master. Pod 4. But so that's basically the festival was a great big hit.
Oh yeah, wait. So I got something else. Let me show you guys this. So I had a friend.
Yaya.
That brought this to me. Yeah, Yaya from Homesteading. So she brought this to me, and Nowhere Homesteading. And so she brought this to me. And there's a long story behind this. You guys know I love my heritage canning. And you guys know I get a lot of comments back and forth. So she made me a t-shirt. I think she also made Mrs. Hacks one. And it says, "My kitchen, my rules." So that was super exciting to
Patty
get.
says she got one too.
Yep. So that was super exciting. And then, like I said, I didn't have anything to trade. This is brand new in the box. And I am so excited over this. This is that bug zapper with salt, bug assault. And so the front porch, I've got flies everywhere because my reading compound and fruit and all that stuff. And so sitting outside, kind of taking a shot at some flies and getting that satisfaction is very, very nice. Now, then I'm constantly looking for a way. I've got a way to carry my gun. It's not always as efficient as I want because of how short I am and my build. A belly band makes it very difficult for me. And this is called Awesome. What is it? No, All Safe Trinidad Wolf. And it's the belly band, the ultimate belly band holster. And Nowhere Homestead, he actually had this, and he's like, it doesn't fit me, and they're and like I can't find one that fits, and it just doesn't fit right. And I'll be darned, I put this one on and it just fit perfect, and I leaned over and I did my squats and
You've
all of
lost a
that
lot
stuff.
of weight since the last time you tried using one.
Well, just even now, it's hard to find one, because they're so much elastic, and this has a lot of Velcro, like one of those back braces, right? So it's got more support, so I'm not losing everything. And so I got this. Not sure, guys, when you have people in the crew, you end up with stuff, and everybody just figures out down the road at some point what you're going to give them for whatever, and just we don't keep tally. So ended up with those, and so I was super excited. And then she goes, "I didn't have anything to trade. I didn't end up with anything." I'm like, I ended up with some really good stuff. So I was super happy about
next
that.
spring we'll go through and we'll dig out a bunch of stuff to trade. I really enjoy the I enjoy the barter towns. Unfortunately, the reason I had to come home is because our homesteaders were at the festival camping, which is good, which is really good. I'm glad they got a chance to get out and do that. And there was a lot of good family stuff there. One of the guys, who was it? What was his name? Tom?
Who are you talking
The
about?
guy that did the bird feeders. One of the attendees. One of the attendees.
I don't think Tim or Tom was that.
Got a bunch of wood and pre-cut bird feeders and bought all the material for it,
including routing everything. There was a lot of time routed and sanded.
Plexiglass. Yeah. And it was the first time I remember that a kids' activity had adults involved, and the families, the parents got really involved in that, and it was so cool to. Oh, Todd did it. And I'm bad with names, but yeah, it was so cool to see the parents involved and doing the stuff with the kids. Now, they did not have the big mega Nerf war like they usually do.
Well, they did, but it petered out pretty quick. Yeah,
it kind of petered out. Oh, and then I had the drone out, and I was flying. I was trying to get some footage of the thing, and this little kid comes up and he starts shooting at it with the Nerf gun, and he wasn't coming anywhere close. He wasn't doing anything. So I took and I lowered it down. And I said, "Oh, what'd you do?" And he looked at me and he goes, "I thought you were driving that." I said, "No, I'm not. You must have made it mad." And so he took off running, and I took the drone and chased him across the campground with it. And then a little bit later, another kid came up, and he was a young kid. He comes up and he starts going, "There's two kids over there. We're trying to shoot your drone." And I looked at him and I said, "Nobody likes a tattletale." And he got this look on his face. I said, "Don't go tattle on people that aren't doing anything wrong. I know exactly what they're doing.
They're kids.
You don't need to come tell me." And then he kind of got that look, and I was like, "You didn't do anything wrong. Now just go play." So it was nice. It was really nice. There were a bunch of good kids there.
Oh yeah, everybody was well behaved. Tag, you might talk to me a little bit too, unless you want one at your property and one at mine. But we are in the works with a neighbor and possibly have a walk-in cooler coming. They're talking about walk-in coolers. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He's
I did
supposed
not
to be.
know that.
Yeah, he's supposed to be checking that out for us. So he knows of where there is
He knows
one.
he knows a guy.
He knows a guy.
He knows a guy.
That's right.
So you got anything else on the festival?
Oh no. No, I think that's about it for the festival.
Well, and okay, so the final thing we wanted to talk about tonight was creating alternative revenue streams. This last 2 weeks has been really great for us. We were able to put our idea to the test, and it turned out really well. I think it did, and we got a lot of good positive feedback. We got some constructive criticism that we're going to take to heart, and we're going to change the way we do some things.
Yeah, we got to get labels changed out and do all that stuff.
And we got all kinds of new ideas, and so we're going to put those into effect. Unfortunately, for about 3 to 5 years, we got to take all the money that we get from these alternative revenue streams and put them back into the business. And then I did the video on Two Old Crows, the Hickory Ridge soap. They're doing this. If you're living on a homestead, even if you're not living on a homestead, with the way the economy's the way the economy's going, you're gonna get life done free skirts. But the way the economy's going, it's going to be real important to have these alternative revenue streams, and you got to look at alternatives too, things that you don't normally look at. We became Amazon affiliates, and I have a real problem with Amazon. But John Willis from SOE was doing a live stream one time, and somebody asked him about it, and he put it in perspective for me. People are going to buy off of Amazon no matter what you do. You can boycott Amazon. You can do whatever you want. People are going to buy off of Amazon. And if you are not an Amazon affiliate, somebody else is going to get their money. Now, if you do become an Amazon affiliate, you are literally taking 2 to 3% out of Amazon's pocket and putting it into yours. Now you're going to have to pay taxes on it, of course, and all that other stuff. But you're taking that little bit away and putting it to use in a way that you feel is right. Because any money that you do not control can go into the pocket of somebody who may be promoting an ideology or a concept that you disagree with, or is counterproductive to your life. So you've got those type of things. Sure, the beast is going to get fed. At this point, the beast is going to get fed no matter what. But if it, like Hacks says, if you don't put that money in your pocket, somebody else will.
Billy said that.
No, Hacks is the one that said that too.
Billy said it, and then Hacks repeated
I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard it from Hacks, so it came from Hacks. So Tex says he's been playing with Freestanding Marketplace. You got a rough ETA tag on when that's going to come to fruition?
Yeah, because I need to know. I've got to stock up. These festivals just about wipe me out. So, in fact, I just ordered a new box of bottles. I'll go get more bottled up of the rooting hormone.
Well, and Lucy, I really do. The not shopping on Amazon is very. I wish we could do that.
Well, sometimes that's the only place you can get it.
We're
but Lucy's also up in Canada. I know Starla's not, and she's down in Texas, and so how she's doing, I have no idea. But there are some things, especially for the business, that I have to have, and man, if I have to order from Uline, and Uline doesn't even have everything that I need for our business, and so and they're super expensive, and so I either don't have a business or I have to make some sacrifices, I guess. But
Hebrews says he's not secure enough in his manhood to wear a kilt. Look, fearsome warriors, man. The Scots. I come from the border area, or my family's lineage passes through the border area of Scotland. So
what was the joke between the Scotsman and the Irishman? And he was laying under a tree.
No. So Patty McTavish, or whatever his name is, he's a town drunk. He loves drinking, And so he goes out drinking one night, and he's walking home. He's cutting through the park, and he passes out, leaning up against this tree. Well, the next morning, the sister came by. They were going to church, and they stopped. And the one sister looked at the other sister, and she said, "I wonder if what they say is true." And the other sister goes, "Let's find out." So she reaches down, lifts up his kilt, and they're like, "Ooh!"
Is this appropriate?
So they were very impressed. So they took a blue ribbon and tied it around the thing. Well, anyway, Patty wakes up the next morning, and he stands up and he leans in to go to the restroom. He lifts his kilt up and he looks down and he sees that ribbon, and he goes, "Ah, laddie, I don't know what you were doing last night, but I'm glad you got first place."
Oh my gosh.
So there's your joke. That's the joke you were thinking of.
All right, I forgot about all that. I thought it was more innocent than
No,
that.
it's not.
I can't even believe you told it.
There are absolutely zero kilt jokes that are appropriate, folks. Seriously, if you can find one that's appropriate, you send it to me and I'll tell it. But I don't think you could find one that's appropriate.
Oh, that was the other thing. I saw somebody put Charles in there, and so yeah, I did end up. We got our 100 pounds of more wheat berries.
Oh gosh, and that was expensive.
No, it was not.
It wasn't.
$110 for 100 pounds.
Well, okay. We used to be able to get 100 pounds for
$1 a pound.
No, we used to be able to get 100 pounds for $57.
No.
Yeah, when we first started, but when we bought that pallet at the Dutch store for the group,
that was 50 pounds. Oh yeah, 50 pounds for 17 something.
Yeah, so yeah.
But this came over in the 1800s. Has been in the same family, and this wheat berry has been grown over and over and over. So this is
Starla, 100 pounds of red wheat.
Yeah, it's actually turkey red. Yeah, I think this one is called turkey red, and the family that brought it over, I believe they're Amish, and yeah, Amish or Mennonite, and they came over in 1857.
Grist Mill.
Yeah, Grist Mill, Kansas.
No, it's the name of the company.
Grist Mill, and they're in Kansas, and so they brought this over from Europe and have been planting from it ever since. So it's a very, very good wheat to have on hand. So I'm going to be playing with that outside next year.
Starla, you can't around here. You can't buy even the big Agra wheat berries. You can't buy 50 pounds for less than about $48 now.
Mm-hmm. In fact, we had somebody that was getting 25 pounds and getting ready to pay $68, and I stopped them real quick and I said, no, let me help you and reach out to one of my contacts, and we were able to get it to him for $1 a pound. Now, the reason why it is $1 a pound, but the reason why there's that extra $10 is because the friend of ours, Pat and Charles, that go and pick that up, he immediately puts it on dry ice, makes sure that it goes sealed tight, so all the bugs and everything are out. So it's only right to pay him for that. So
yep. So getting back to the alternative revenue streams, it's going to be important, folks. You need to start thinking about this stuff, and if you can if you're living on the homestead, there's a bunch of channels out there with fantastic ideas on how to make a living off the homestead. In fact, Matt and Gabby's,
there was 2 sections.
Their channel is actually called Homesteading for a Living.
Yep.
So it's something that's going to be important. Well, we are over an hour. Oh, you're going to get the grinder out?
Yeah.
So Starla, we got this grinder. This is one of the better ones. The Country Living grinder. We got this one from.
I ordered it.
I know, but we got it from Lehman's, didn't we?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, this one came from Lehman's, and you can't see it. But
Country Living, made in the U.S.
Made in the U.S. And I'll tell you what.
No, we may still have some weed in there.
It needs to be cleaned.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, this thing does work. It's a lot of work. That's why what
Justin at Metcalf Mills, what he's building, we're all over that.
Yes.
So
yes, if you have a community, you should pitch in and get one of his mills once he gets it up and running.
Yeah.
once he figures out the price.
Yeah, as soon as he does that, I think we'll have money to him and we'll have one secured. So,
But his mill will take 100 pounds of grain and turn it into flour in about 10 minutes at the most.
Yep.
At the most.
Yep.
So that's about. Well, we're an hour and 5 minutes in.
Yeah. So does anybody have any questions? I don't have anything. So if there's any questions or anything like that, it looks like we missed some stuff. Tag got that and covered that.
Well, it looks like they had a good conversation about shipping containers.
Yeah, I think Tag helped her
And
out with that on the doors.
Tag's been using them for years.
Well, but she was wanting to do something different.
Well, I know, but he knows a lot about them because he's been using them for years.
Yeah.
But yes, you talking about Justin Skansgrove? Yeah, he has a good time.
Well, he's a hoot too.
He is a hoot. He kind of sells himself as a country hayseed, but he is anything but a hayseed, man. That dude is pretty sharp. Just look, got red and white wheat priced was $87.92 for 50 pounds from Palouse in Washington. Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah, but seriously, if we got ours, we couldn't ship them to them in Washington for less than that.
Yeah,
we really couldn't.
Well, and the good thing about these wheat berries is you can plant them.
Right.
We could take that 100 pounds and we could plant them in the ground and we could grow our own wheat off these wheat berries. I don't know if you can do that with the stuff that comes from Montana or you
could, but the difference is I know the heritage of this one, so that's the one that I'm going to do because I know it works. So I don't want to waste food in the belly. So that's the one we're going to grow.
Sherry, yes, these as soon as this is done, it will go back up on YouTube with the replay on the side. If I remember to check it. I did remember to check it this time. I've only had one that I forgot. You did make sure the comments and everything. Yes, I made sure. I made sure it's good. Sometimes he loses comments, so yeah. But yeah, no. If nobody has any more questions, we're almost at 110 minutes, so we can 110 minutes. We're almost an hour and 10 minutes. So we're so thankful you guys came here to support us. Seriously, we really enjoy these talks. I look forward to them. I do too. And these are. And we could be having the worst day, the worst week, and everything, but we know that live's coming up, and it's just a time that you guys can make us laugh and make us really get back to reality, and just kind of let go and relax a little bit. And even that's just for an hour. But oh my gosh, those Scotch eggs! I can still smell them. Yes, they smell delicious. They're done cooking too. But, well, hey, Bruce, thanks for coming by. I'm glad you did too. And happy birthday to Yoda. Thanks, guys, for all the birthday wishes. I have been seeing them come in here, so I appreciate it. 50. We're not really 50 never seemed so close, but now it's only a few days away. We're not quite sure what we're gonna do. It's kind of a different weekend. Well, it's kind of one of those things like. You suggested that we do some things, and then I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then I started thinking about it. You want to take me out to eat, and I cook better than any restaurant, so I'm not sure. You know what they're doing? You don't want to be sick. You know what they're doing Saturday night over on the Nation? What? They're doing a Hocus Pocus outside in the park. The movie. That might be fun. Go watch Hocus Pocus. That might be fun on your birthday. Yeah, that might be fun. But anyway, we'll see. We'll figure out what we're gonna do. Yeah. But anyway, so. Oh, I forgot to make Shelly a moderator. Oh. Well, when I get off here, remind me so I can do that. I apologize, Shelly. You know you can do that right now. Well, but it's just so. I'll end up breaking the stream if I do that. Okay. But okay, so folks, we are going to sign off. What should they go do this week? Go live a lifetime free. Go live a lifetime free. Okay. Hopefully you didn't want me to give them a list. All right, guys. You go out, live a lifetime free, and take care. We are out of here. Bye, guys.